Hi everyone, happy hump day. It's Wednesday and we're here with you live at the Fossil Cartel. My name's Susan, I'm the owner. And we were filming, going live a few minutes ago, and we don't know what happened. Hopefully this is working now because I didn't see it when I went to check. So we're gonna start over. Sorry about that if you were waiting for us. I'm just gonna skip the intro and I'm gonna introduce Davidia. She's gonna share about the 5th chakra and what stones will work well for that. Take it away, Davidia. I'll go check.
Hi everyone, I'm happy to be back this week. Thank you to Avery for filling in for me, really appreciate it. Super bummed that I had to miss out on the 4th chakra, the heart chakra, because I love it, but happy to be back this week. So, moving right into the 5th chakra. So, just a little note about the chakra system. So, they're all interconnected, and here with this chakra, really start to see the connection between the lower and higher chakras, and in particular how we express ourselves and our needs and our wants and our desires. So, before I get too far into that, I just wanted to say that when thinking about balancing, activating, or calming, know that they can all be connected. And if there's an excess in one, there could be an excess in another, and we'll see that connection a little bit later. So, the Sanskrit name for the chakra is Vishuddha. The location is at the throat, or the pharyngeal plexus. The element that corresponds with our 5th chakra is sound. And some people like to associate it with ether, which is space. The color of the chakra is blue. Think a really rich, vibrant, bright blue, turquoise, or aqua. So let's talk about what this chakra deals with, or what it governs. We're talking about issues of communication, creative expression, listening, feeling and being heard, one's own resonance, and we'll talk a little bit later about what resonance is, finding your own voice, finding your authentic voice, and really authenticity in general. This chakra is a gateway, like I was saying, between the higher and the lower chakras, or the inner and the outer worlds, if you want to look at it that way as well. It allows us to tap into vibrational refinements, internal as well as external dialogue. And the throat chakra is connected to our voice and our vibration, our etheric body, and to speak and to hear the truth. So truth is a big one that comes up frequently with this chakra. When it is balanced, this is how it can feel, and this is how it can look in someone else. Clear and effective, honest communication, someone who is a good listener, someone who can communicate their needs, wants, and desires clearly, lives creatively, a person who is speaking and acknowledging their personal truth, and someone who is comfortable with internal and external quiet, being able to sit quietly with themselves and with others. When this chakra is out of balance, this can look like someone who is a habitual liar, telling of excessive lies, or this idea of half-truth, right? Not really being authentic with what you say fully. Someone who is verbally abusive, someone who is excessively critical of others and themselves, someone who is very secretive, a lack of trust in others and themselves, an authoritarian, someone who is always speaking negatively, is not a conscious listener, someone who swallows down their words or frequently chokes on their words, and someone who is unable to articulate what they want and need and desire. And so great. So that is, the balanced versus out of balance chakra qualities. And so moving right along, we're going to talk about the excess. And so just a quick reminder, an excess is an overabundance or an overactivity in that chakra. And so, someone who is excessive in their 5th chakra may look like chatty without meaningful content, talking too much, defensive communication, gossiping, dominating with words, constantly interrupting others speaking, not a good listener, and controlling in conversation. And so for this, I have recommended lapis. So lapis is actually one of my favorite stones, and I personally like to use it when I'm giving tarot readings or when I am publicly speaking or talking with others in communication. When teaching yoga, it is an amazing stone. But let me give you some really cool qualities about it, and then I'll show you some cool pieces that we have in the shop. So, lapis encourages self-awareness, right? Huge with someone who is excessive when they talk, right? So not the thought before the action. Self-awareness, self-expression in its truest form, honesty, compassion, and uprightness, creativity through attunement, expressing opinions with harmony, encourages active listening, and aids in expressing feelings and emotions. So bear with me here. We're going to try something a little different this week. I'm actually going to pop this out of here. How are you? If I can get it. Woo! It was a little shaky. And then we're just going to turn it around. And so here we have our lapis pieces, and this is like a really nice lapis sphere that we have here. Let's see if I can get the lighting right on this. I'll get it to focus. So we've got a really nice lapis sphere. Yep, still not focusing. I'm not really sure. And a little lapis palm stone. We're just gonna go ahead and hold it as well. And quality on this is really bad, guys. Sorry about this. I'm not really sure what to do to fix that. And we've got a beautiful lapis pendant. Let's see. And another little lapis pendant as well. There we go. Is that a little more focused? Yeah. Semi, kind of. We'll figure it out. Yeah. So moving right along, we're going to talk about the deficiency, or what it might look like if you are deficient in the throat chakra. So, and just a reminder, a deficiency is someone who feels like no feeling at all in the chakra. So if excess is like overabundance, feeling like if there's so much energy going in, the deficiency can feel like there's nothing getting in. There's no real connection to this area of even the physical body. So someone who is deficient in this chakra may have a fear of speaking, maybe tone deaf, or an inability to receive and understand someone else's tonation or tonality in a conversation. Someone who has a quiet, meek voice, separation between body and mind, so a restricted communication there, fear of humiliation, tightness of jaw, and the conversation is more interior than expressed verbally. So thoughts, feelings, emotions are happening internally in the mind, but are unable to come out and be expressed. And so for this, I recommend blue lace agate. And blue lace agate is soft and calming. It's nurturing energy. It activates by assisting the free expression of thoughts and feelings. It counteracts repression and suppression of feeling, which oftentimes can lead to not being able to communicate anything at all. And it helps with verbal expression of thoughts and feelings. It counteracts mental stress, and it clears the throat chakra so that the highest spiritual truth can be expressed. And again, coming back to this idea of truth telling. So I'm going to see if I can't pop this back onto our little stand here. And I'll just hold up the pieces that we have. How about that? So these really cool blue lace agate pieces, tumble pieces that we have. And we've got some smaller ones too that are really nice to work with in meditation. The light is so bright today. I'm super thankful for the sun though. And then as far as jewelry goes, and so this is intentional this week. We have all of the pendants here. So really pretty blue lace agate pendant. And then if you're going a little less fancy, a really simple pendant as well.
If you hold it up.
And so it's so intentional today that I chose pendants so that wearing it at the sternum, wearing it on the throat to assist you in whatever your needs may be. So lastly is the balancing in our general category. So this is going to be for someone who just wants to overall work with this area of the body, work with this subtle energy going on. And a balanced or general fifth chakra looks like the ability to accurately express and communicate the truth of one's own experience. Super important. To witness and listen, to meet another's truth. Approach life creatively, balanced self-expression and effective listening, good communication, resonant and pleasant voice, and a balance between speaking and listening in conversation. So for this, I recommend kyanite, another one of the super amazing stones, and really recommend it for everyone, not just in a chakra kit, but to just have in your arsenal of amazing healing crystal stones. Kyanite helps to align all of your chakras. So bringing it full circle with what I was saying earlier about how this chakra really has to deal with all the other chakras coming together and then speaking from a place of truth and knowledge. Kyanite assists in balancing all those chakras. So when you're working with it, it not only supercharges the throat, but it balances everything else out as well. Encourages speaking one's truth, opens spiritual and psychological truth, right? So not just from a place of religion, if you believe in that, or spirituality, but actual hard truth facts within yourself. Encourages self-expression and communication, links your higher and your lower minds, again tying that back in with this chakra being connected to the higher and the lower, the inner and the outer. It strengthens your voice and it heals the throat. So again, a really nice heavy duty crystal, kyanite. So I've got some really nice pretties, and you can actually check these out too on our Instagram story. So this is a really nice kyanite wand. And kyanite acts like selenite in the fact that you don't really have to do any work to clear it or charge it. It does that naturally. And it doesn't absorb any negative energy, so that's nice. These sweet little blades that we have here. And I've got 3 pendants I want to show you. This little pretty here, really pretty one. And this is just a polished piece of kyanite. This is one of my favorite little pieces that we have in right now. And this guy's actually up on our website if you want to take a look at that. And then if you're going just a little lower and you want something super simple, these like simple crystal pendants. I am so sorry about the lighting, guys. I wonder if I can turn myself this way. Make the lighting a little better, just a little. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, now that we've talked about all of the chakra excess, deficiency, and balancing, I wanted to leave you this week with a really nice exercise that I love to do when working with this chakra. So, just a little bit more information. This chakra rules the way that we verbally and non-verbally communicate every single day. And we may or may not realize the powerful effect of the tone, the pitch, and the frequency of our own voices and how that affects everyone around us. And since this chakra's element relates to sound, sound is a big thing. It fills our world, and we are actually surrounded by sound pollution, which we may not even realize. Ambulances, cars, traffic, screaming children, other people at work, being on a phone all the time, constantly being connected, can actually cause dissonance, or the opposite of resonance, right? So a disconnect from your internal state of being to your external way of presenting yourself to the world. So I believe that it is so beneficial in using your own voice when you are working with healing this chakra. So I told you I was going to tell you what resonance was, and it is a state of synchronization among vibrational patterns And since sound, vibration, rhythm, frequency all govern the throat chakra, it is really, really amazing and really nice to use your physical voice when balancing, activating, or calming this chakra. So, something we have yet to discuss is that the chakra system, each vortex of subtle energy actually corresponds to a vowel sound and a seed or mantra sound. And I'll just go over those really quickly. The mantra seed sounds from 1 through 7, so starting at chakra 1 or the root chakra and then going up from there. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om, and then the 7th chakra is infinite sound. And the vowel sounds that correspond, again going from 1, starting at the root and then moving up through the corresponding chakras. The vowel sounds are O, U, A, E, and Ing. And various traditions, based on where you look, where you receive your information, may have different vowel sounds corresponding. This is just the resource that I personally like to work with. These sound vibrations can be a highly effective way to work with chakras, especially with Vishuddhi. I highly encourage the following technique for all of the chakras. And you can, so we'll talk about that in just a second. So, the way to kind of work with your stones and with your voice for this chakra is start by taking a comfortable seat, or I personally like to do this while standing. And take a few deep breaths, tune into your breathing. And the vowel sound for Vishuddhi, again, like we said, is E. Take a moment, and once you're tuned in, try chanting fully, clearly, and audibly this vowel sound. Go for a full minute of chanting or singing, if you will. And as you chant, you may want to let your hands rest on your throat. A position that I really like is taking the 2 wrists together, heel of the palms, and just letting them rest really nicely. Or you might want to hold your crystal in your left hand as you do this in meditation. Imagining a radiant light filling the throat space, working with that radiant blue color. As you chant, feel the resonance of the vibration reverberating throughout the entire body. That's a lot. So yeah, again, speaking of using your voice and using it authentically, the more we can tune into and get comfortable with hearing our own voice, especially when singing, right, can be a very self-conscious thing, the more we can then start to activate this area of the body or calm it or charge it up, whatever you will, by tuning into your authentic voice. Again, like I said, you can use this meditation, this practice for any of the chakras with their corresponding colors, vowel sounds, mantra and seed sounds, and crystals. When the minute is up after your meditation, work on sitting in silence, right? So think of Om, the primordial sound. When we chant Om, we wait for a moment and let the silence sink in, because the last part of the Om is the silence. Feeling the vibration of your authentic voice and the sound resonating in the space around you. For variations on this little exercise, try using the seed sound instead, so hum, and consider toning your crystals to the sound vibration that you like best. As always, I want to remind you to use your intuition, check in with yourself and figure out what vibes with you. Take all of what I'm saying, and whatever works for you, amazing and great, and whatever doesn't, leave it. Yeah, I would love to hear you all's feedback about this series that we've been doing. We've got 2 more left. We've got the 3rd eye and the 7th chakra, the crown. And yeah, I'd love to get your feedback and hear from you all. Sorry about the quality. I'm gonna try to fix it. We thought we got it figured out this week, but we didn't. So we're gonna try and get that worked out so that you all can really see what you're looking at. But as always, come check us out in the shop. And yeah, have a great day. Thanks, guys.